I got to say, probably I like blues better than rock. No offense to anybody, but that was really beautiful.
I don't want to hear it from anybody about forgetting how to play the
Stairway to Heaven.
I tried to block it out.
You did well.
I got the first two measures.
That was wonderful. And just like that, it's halftime. Thanks for coming on, sweetheart.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So hold those thoughts. We'll be right back in a moment to dish about some interesting health, fitness, lifestyle topics that have piqued our interest, and we know yours too. And we're going to talk about Jeopardy and trivia. So stay tuned because you're listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show on WRMN 1410 AM. And we'd like to thank our very special sponsors.
And she's buying me a stairway to heaven. We're talking about Dr. Claire Leyes. That's what we're talking about.
Diva, I'm told.
Something like that. Dr. Claire is located at 2001 Larkin Avenue, and she's been in a chiropractic diva for 23 years there. And
I can share my divahood with
Diva,
with other
Diva
people.
1, Diva 2, Diva 1, Diva 2. And that's what it'll be next week. 847-888-9988 for Dr. Claire Leyes. And again, swing to the left there, YouTube camera person. And there's your high-profile posture. Okay,
that's to the right.
Oh, no. She's YouTube left.
Anyway.
See.
And a big thanks to Snob Hounds and Casey Toole, weekly sponsors of ours, without whom our show would not be possible. You're listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show, and we're back on the air with, Scott Bond, who was just here, owner of Fat Cat Guitars. He played a couple of little riffs for us. He was awesome. Feel free to just strum in every now and then, or when I give you the high sign, okay? And now I would like to introduce Judson University professor, librarian, and trivia bee queen, Lynn Hammerlund, who will tell us all about her exciting lifelong dream of appearing on Jeopardy this week. Let's give a warm LDJ welcome to Professore Lynn. How are you?
I'm doing great. You know, he was playing Stairway to Heaven. You can sing the Gilligan's Island theme to Stairway to Heaven.
Yes. Can you really?
Yeah.
See, just a trivia person would know that.
And actually, somebody did that. I think there was somebody does. There is a recording of it. You can also sing Gilligan's Island to Amazing Grace, and the Brady Bunch theme too.
Do you know the words to Gilligan's Island?
Professor and Marianne, start us off there. A 3-hour tool.
Let's see.
See, it's something about the microphone that makes people go.
No, you just went out of my head.
I know. What do you think happens to me all the time?
Well, the Brady Bunch theme you can sing. That's it's the story of a lovely lady, but it's with Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace. It's the forget it. We'll have
you can sing Amazing Grace today.
We'll
Amazing
pre-record
Grace,
it.
Sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Did that get you on Jeopardy?
No.
I understand you're also known as the New York Yankees of trivia, all by yourself.
No, it's actually the Judson team. We have a team that we compete with in the Literacy Connection Trivia Bee, which is held every year. Last year it was in March. It's usually held in April, and we've won 6 out of the 13 times. So we're the team that people love to hate.
Good, that's good.
I'm not a Yankees fan, but I understand the psyche of it.
You understand the analogy. Tell me something. How do you do it? How do you remember all this stuff? Like, I have eidetic imagery. You know what that is?
Yes.
I have that. Isn't that a good gift to have?
It is.
I have that. But it's nothing like your memory for remembering trivia.
Well, you have to know how to... I can use maybe the hyperlink as an analogy, you know, how you link everything in your brain and you want to say things. And I know a lot of tricks for memory and things, how to put it in your brain. But I just am interested in a lot of things, and that's one of the things that helps motivation. I'm just interested in the whole world and all the wonderful things. And one of the tricks that I do have when you're talking about the benefits of music, Mozart is ideal. It stimulates the right part of the brains, especially if you're doing something that has space or mathematics.
Yes.
And so I always tell our architecture students, put Mozart on because it will help you with your spatial.
How about with writing? Will that help me with my writing?
Possibly.
Because I usually listen to ethereal more music.
If you're doing something that's factual, yes, you will want to hear some Mozart. Some things like jazz is actually very good for writing because it stimulates some of the things. I used to always listen to Vivaldi, which is a little different.
I love Vivaldi.
I do too.
Now, what do we listen to Vivaldi for?
Well, that helps.
4 Seasons.
Yes. Well, it's all one tempo and all that, so that will actually slow your breathing down and help you to concentrate a little bit better.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to slow my breathing down. You know what? Share some of your memory secrets with us. Some more memory secrets. I want to know some memory secrets.
Well, you want to do things, you want to connect your senses, especially with any kind of learning. So you want to say it, you want to hear it, you want to see it. If there's a way that you can feel it and put yourself there, I can use my brain as my eyes as the camera and close my eyes and I actually see the page. And that's how I can memorize things a lot of times, is just to look at it and I'm just reading off the page.
I'm going to have to try that. Because if I can do it with object, shape, design with the eidetic imagery, I should be able. I never thought of visualizing the page.
Yeah, just visualize the page. That's what I do.
I have goosebumps. That's brilliant.
And
what else?
And feel it. Feel that page, okay? That's why they have, they say, oh, you shouldn't read with your finger.
Yeah,
no, you should. Because that way you're feeling the page. And the more senses that you can tie in with what you're studying, the easier it's going to be. And a lot of times the biggest sense, and I don't know how you're going to involve this in what you're studying, but the sense that brings back the most memories is smell. So if you have a nice cup of like chai tea with the cinnamon smell, I mean, that may help. But
have some kind of a smell going on while you're doing the studying.
Yeah, but something
like aromatherapy candle.
Yeah, it could be. I've never really tried that, but there are some smells that will take me someplace immediately.
Like chai tea.
Well, yes.
Chocolate. Yeah. Pizza.
Popcorn. Popcorn will get me every time. And
where do you go where do you transport yourself when you smell popcorn?
I'm in a movie.
I'm
in a movie. I'm at a sporting event. And I'm very good with trivia of movies and sporting events, as you will see tomorrow.
You should get him on your trivia team. He's the sports trivia meister of the universe.
I don't know if we have room this year. We'll have to see.
You put him on the alternate list, honey. This is a sports trivia. Oh.
I'm not too bad at sports trivia either.
Ooh, I wish I knew some really obscure sports questions so I could ask you guys. Listen, why a lifelong ambition to be on Jeopardy? I mean, I wanted a lifelong ambition. I have a lifelong ambition to win an Oscar.
That would be wonderful. And I could see you doing that. You've got the personality and the verve to do.
Thank you. I'm working on it within the next few years.
Yeah, and so you know how to lose weight. So I mean, that's how they do it. They like transform their bodies. Like Winona Ryder just did that. I mean, she lost all that weight, and Natalie Portman lost all that weight for Black Swan to be an anorectic ballerina. But why I wanted to be on Jeopardy, I saw this back on when it was on with Art Fleming. On our black and white TV, I'd come home from lunch and watch it, and I just had the brain for it. And I can even remember when I got my first final Jeopardy right when I was 12. It's what was the state capital that ends in Ville.
Ooh, that's good.
I know that.
Yeah, I bet you do. You know it. Tell me.
Nashville.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Thank you for listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show, and we're on the air with Judson University professor, librarian extraordinaire, and Queen Bee of Trivia, Lynn Hammerlund, and she's telling us all about her exciting lifelong dream of appearing on Jeopardy this week. I know you can't tell us about how you did, but we do know this much. You'll be on tomorrow and back on Friday. Any chance we'll see you on Monday? Is it on every day? I'm sorry.
Yeah. 3:30, Channel 7.
I can't tell you that, but you'll find out. You'll know on Friday.
I'm setting my DVR. I'm DVRing it every day till you're not on anymore. You're smiling big, so you must have done well.
Laura, I think you got that answer wrong.
What?
Nashville?
That's right.
It is not right. She did not form it in a form of
a
question. You didn't. I'm sorry.
How do you do it? Coach me.
What is Nashville?
Well, they
right?
coach you. You get coached. The staff will coach you on that. And if you wind up going Nashville, everybody looks big, and you have like a half a second to say, what is Nashville?
You have to say what is.
Yes, you do, or you don't get it.
They're giving you the answers. You have to give them the question.
Last week they had somebody who came in with the answer and didn't go back fast enough with what is or who is.
I'd have to write it on my hand.
When I was practicing and I would watch it at home, my husband's like, you shouldn't just say that answer. You should practice saying what is, who is.
Mm-hmm.
And I did.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting. Where'd you grow up?
What is LaSalle, Illinois, and the Illinois Valley? LaSalle, Peru. That's where I went to high school.
Wow. And what led you to Judson University and a professorship?
Well,
what is?
My husband and I got married and moved back up here. He's originally from Algonquin. He's Algonquin born and raised, which is, you don't have many people, that right now with that. And I was looking for a new job. And actually, I had like a week when we moved, and there was an opening at the library at Judson, and I applied, and I got the job.
Don't you love Judson? How long you been there?
29 years.
No. Well, you were a puppy when you got there. Not that you're not still, but you know what I mean. 29 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask you how
I love
old you
it. No, it's my son said. I mean, when we're going to watch the show in the chapel at Judson with everybody, when my family's coming, he says, Judson's family. And it is.
So Dr. Kane will be watching it?
Yes, he will.
Mary Doulaban.
Yes.
You know what? I like Dr. Kane a whole lot. I have met him on several occasions through the Elgin Leadership Academy, through a couple of different programs that I've attended over there, and you guys were generous enough and kind enough to gift me with a seat at George Bush's event, and that was spectacular.
Wasn't that fantastic?
That was. I'm sorry. Whether you like...
Mikhail Gorbachev.
Oh, and I was so glad to be
This year.
upstaged by him.
This
He's
year.
the new speaker's Mikhail Gorbachev.
When?
April.
Well,
And
tell
when
Mary
they were
Doula.
making the announcement, and they had his birthday was March 2nd, 1920s. Well, he's 83. Anyway, they had
Mikhail
his birthday, and I
Gorbachev.
knew who it was immediately.
Oh, I was thinking of Mikhail Baryshnikov.
No, you're thinking
No,
of the
you know what? I had Baryshnikov's poster in my college dorm room. I love Baryshnikov.
Oh, right church, wrong pew.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
of the Reagan where he goes, Mr. Gorbachev,
Tear
tear
down
down that wall.
Oh, I thought it was. I
Summer
was
of 87.
visualizing Mikhail Baryshnikov. I take
That's
it
her show
back.
business background.
How did you get into trivia to the extent that you are? I mean, you are
just have
rabid.
I just have that kind of brain. I love to read. I'm interested in the world around me. I just have that kind of brain. When I was in high school, I loved to read and study all kinds of different things. I was on the Scholastic Bowl team. I was involved in that in college. I majored in world history, which is the same as majoring in everything.
No kidding.
And, I minored in music, French, and philosophy.
And you went to school in France, too.
Yes, I did.
How long were you there?
A semester.
And where were you?
Normandy, France, in Caen, France.
Oh, you're giving me goosebumps.
And for my 21st birthday, my family that I live with took me to Normandy Beach.
Oh, my God.
And
you're
then
giving
my
me chills
my
up the
husband
back of my neck.
My husband surprised me for the 50th anniversary of D-Day. He took the family to Normandy. We got to go back in
June 6, 1994.
You
Yes.
had to be crying your
We actually
eyeballs
went
out.
in August. Yes,
I can't go to
I
the-
went
I
there.
couldn't go without crying.
He's a military history buff, and my son was 3.5. And of course, the first thing he did was he runs out and rushes into the ocean and jumps in. It's a campground now, which
They
is what
still
it should.
have those barriers in the ocean that look like big
Yes.
giant jacks
Yes.
to
Yes.
keep the boats out.
Yes.
They still have them there.
They still have them there.
Wow.
Yes, my husband took beautiful pictures. We have them on the wall in our house. That was wonderful. That was a
I have
wonderful
chills. That is wonderful. That is awesome. I hear that an online test is coming up for this week for Jeopardy. So
Actually, tonight, and I went and looked up for it.
tell the audience.
Yeah, you can't. You have to register earlier, and actually, you were supposed to be registering about the time in November. It's closed. But if you sign up at Sony.com or Jeopardy.com for their weekly newsletters, you will be able. They will tell you when to sign up for the next test that's on.
That's cool. Can't you just go take the test for the heck of it for your own personal?
Oh, they have like
edification?
some. They have some.
mobile thing.
Yeah, they have some games that you can play to see how you're doing there. But the real test is tonight. So if anybody signed up for it, don't forget it's at 8:00 tonight online, and your email will tell you what your password is and everything and what you have to do.
You know what? Can you tell us anything about what it was like to tape the actual show? Because I know you've been trying to get on for a long time.
It was fantastic. When I was the actual taping, they call you about a month ahead of time when you're in the pool. I mean, I've been in the pool 3 times.
Gee, my palms are sweaty just talking about it.
Yeah, I was in the pool 3 times, and the first time was in 2001, and I was in the pool for September, but they had to only go with local contestants. I can't think why in 2001 you couldn't get a flight out to California for a while there. Yeah. And then in 2008. It was the same day as my mother-in-law's funeral. I went to the right place.
Yeah, of course you did.
And she watched Jeopardy all the time, would tell me, the audition's coming up, you got to go. And I wore her cross in the taping. Yeah. I felt she was very close. I felt my parents were very close because they were my first and best teachers. But
How can one prepare for Jeopardy? Did you study?
You can't. But I did read. I still read everything that you can. That was up. There were actually questions of events that happened that week in the news. I do crossword puzzles every day.
That's something I wanted to ask you about because I do too.
If you notice, a lot of the categories had to do with words and like there was a category about words with 4 N's, and words that have or. So I mean, if you do crossword puzzles,
how can this help keep other people keep their memory sharp? Because I know as you age, and as we all are in this room, our minds get a little less sharp than they used to be. Let's say.
There was actually a study done, I think around 1995, with nuns because they live long, and they wanted to see how they keep their brains so sharp, and it was because
discipline.
It's discipline, and they all did crossword puzzles, and they were involved in daily prayer and Bible reading, so they were using their talents and their brain all the way through. And crossword puzzles is they say one of the things to keep your brain young is to be interested in the news, keep up on everything, and do crossword puzzles.
I do.
And do something with hand-eye coordination. I crochet.
Wow. Okay, cool.
So something with hand-eye coordination.
How's eating? Is that
hand-eye coordination? I'm going to crochet during the show next week.
Oh, you're just a hooker like me.
I dare you. Is eating hand-eye coordination?
Well, hand-eye coordination, again, you want to get as many senses involved as you can.
Is typing hand coordination?
Yes, it is.
I do hand coordination
guitar keyboards,
all day.
Guitar keyboards is hand-eye coordination.
Something, I love doing crossword puzzles, but I do the easy ones in the huge type because I like them because they're brain teasers, and you might think they're easy. But for instance, what is a way in? 4 letters. Don't say, because you probably know.
What is a way-in?
W-A-Y. A way in. A way in.
I mean like an entrance, but only 4 letters.
Uh-huh.
An entra.
Door.
Hey, there you go.
But the clue is a way in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I like those. I like them when they make it's so obvious.
I thought it was a big fight coming up.
Oh. Between who? And then I have another thing that I want to ask you. Tell us what a brain gym exercise is and give us a few examples.
Oh, the brain gym. Yeah, I did these actually before, and I teach a class with freshmen called Faith and Learning. And hello, if any of you are listening, we're going to, they were some of my biggest fans. What you do is, these were exercises that were developed by people, by doctors who were treating stroke patients to help them get back function.
Brain gym?
Yes, and they deal with getting stimulating parts of your brain. One that I did there was, I did elbow to opposite knee. And you do that, you repeat that about 10 times.
A day?
Yeah.
And?
Just before you have to do something. And then...
Like my radio show?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you talk. So one of the things you want to do for flow, especially if you're writing, is draw figure eights. First start with one hand, draw a figure eight, then draw another figure eight with your other hand, and then do it together. Kind of swing with it. Do at least 8 times on each side, and then together 8 times. And that will help with the flow of your brain. And one thing that I did, I always call putting on your thinking cap. If you tickle the tops of your ears,
show me where.
Right here. Just tickle the tops of your ears. Pretend you're putting on your thinking cap.
All right.
And you do that. There are other things. Judson Library has the book Brain Gym, and I'm sure you can also look on the internet. The internet has everything, although Wikipedia is blacked out today.
The whole Wikipedia?
It's for like 12 hours, yes. You cannot have access to it.
Because Google this morning had a black thing
it's
over
for
Google.
For
but it's
SOPA
still
and PIPA, yeah. They're protesting that with piracy. Well, I can understand why.
Yeah, I can
I
too.
know both sides because as a librarian, I understand the importance of copyright and intellectual property, but yeah.
Quickly tell us about the Trivia Bee for Literacy Connection.
Oh, this is one of my favorite things to do, and I love that I can use this talent for something good. I believe in what the Literacy Connection does because when you learn how to read and write, your whole world is open to you.
Isn't that the truth?
I was part of this when the Literacy Connection used to have spelling bees. I was on the spelling team too, and I love that you get to do this. You get a team. You can go to elginliteracy.org or call them or see them in the second floor of the Gale Borden Library. They will be very happy to tell you all about it. You get a team together. They have a fee that you pay. That's part of their fundraiser. This is their big annual fundraiser, and then you go and you sit in a team of 3 or 4. It depends. It switches every year. They experiment with it. And you can see if you get all kinds of trivia. There are 3 rounds. The third round is incredibly hard.
Jeffster should do it. You'd be good at it.
We've covered it. It's very entertaining. And it was a very good team from the Courier News. Dave Gathman's very intelligent, you know.
Yes,
Evelyn
Dave
McFarland
Gathman interviewed me yesterday.
And Jacobson, they won a couple years ago, didn't they?
They did. But Gail Borden Library, too, they're all very good. They're very good.
Let me ask you, what's the most money you've ever won at trivia? Because I've heard, just in case there's folks who want to brush up on the trivia, I heard someone in Chicago at the Tribune or something won $97,000.
Oh, it's the Sun-Times.
Oh, Sun-Times.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much I won here.
Okay,
but
that's okay.
I usually, I've won free drinks at Buffalo Wild Wings when I play the trivia thing there. I usually come in, and my husband knows, I give my order, and he's, you do not talk to me. If the waitress comes by, he's like, yeah, she wants another Sprite, you know.
What about the Elgin Public House trivia every Wednesday night? Have you played that?
You know what? I have either library board meeting or choir practice on Wednesday nights.
What a shame.
That was Kara Spock, is it not? It was she won $93,000. She had 5 days on Jeopardy.
5 days, yes.
She was a Daily Herald reporter 10 years ago, and
bless
now
her.
she's on the Sun-Times.
Well, see, reporters.
She's well known in Elgin. She has lots of Facebook friends.
Cool.
I have to go friend her. Yes.
Yeah, she's there.
You're listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show, and we're on the air with Judson University professor and trivia queen bee Lynn Hammerlund, and she's telling us all about her Jeopardy experiences.
Can you ask her how the green room was at Jeopardy? Did you get any food in the green room?
Yes. Oh, the bagels were wonderful.
See, that's what we had.
Carbs.
Yeah, right?
And fresh fruit.
Sequestered away from the other guests.
Yes, it's like being sequestered on a jury.
Seriously.
Yes, and we once you're on the show, because we tape 5 shows a day. Once you're on the show, you have to go sit in the audience. You can't go back with the gang. So I was in the last 2 shows that we taped, so I was still in the green room.
Do you have any regrets?
Yes, what I did on Friday, I'm kicking myself.
This coming Friday, as in tomorrow, day after tomorrow?
Sorry, yeah.
I'm setting my TiVo,
I'm
it,
kicking
my
myself.
DVR.
I didn't realize who I was competing against, and
my God.
my little voice told me how much to wager on Final Jeopardy, and I didn't listen.
That you got to listen to that little voice. Are you ever going to ignore it again?
I usually don't, but that day I was thinking you got to risk, and it told me, no, not this, 200. And I should have listened. I'm kicking myself.
I'm going to kick yourself for you.
Yeah.
What would you like to leave our listeners with?
Well, this is a week with Martin Luther King Day about talking about dreams, follow your dreams, and I did it. It's one thing to talk about it, like dreams if you want a better body, about losing weight, doing things with your life. Do something that will let you, I got involved. I got in part of the process, and you can get lucky, and it will happen. But you can't just sit on your butt and wait for somebody. Jeopardy would have never called me if I hadn't taken the test every year for 12 years.
See there? Right?
Yeah.
Just like losing weight. Where can people find you and find out any other Trivia Bee and Jeopardy info? Well,
to find me, I'm actually on Facebook. Lynn Hammerlund. You can look me up. I'll friend you. No problem.
Spell it.
H-A-M. Lynn is L-Y-N-N, and Hammerlund is H-A-M-M-E-R-L-U-N-D. I'm at Judson University. That's Judson U. That's JUDSONU.edu. I'm in the library. I'm usually there. On Monday nights, I'm there. I work from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Mondays.
I'm going to have to come over and see you.
You come on over. I'll show you our beautiful new library there at Judson.
I'd love to see it.
And Jeopardy.com for information about Jeopardy, and the ElginLiteracy.org for the Trivia Bee.
Lynn Hammerlund, Trivia Jeopardy Queen Bee, and Scott Bond of Fat Cat Guitars here in Elgin. Thank you both for being such wonderful guests, and thank you for coming on the Laura Dion-Jones Show.
When did you take the shows?
November 9th.
But tomorrow they're going to air and Friday.
All right.
What you're doing right now is listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show every Wednesday afternoon from 3 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on WRMN 1410 AM. And I have a few words about a bocce tournament on February 28th. I'm going to announce it a few more times between now and then, at Pinstripes Lane in South Barrington at 6:30 p.m., sponsored by the Italian-American Chamber of Commerce Midwest. Now, Laura, why are you bringing this up, right? Because I'm putting together a team of 4, and Dr. Claire Aleos and Noemi Hernandez are two of my team members, and we're looking for a fourth person, or we're looking for 4 more people. So we're looking for 1 to 5 people, because I wouldn't mind having 2 teams, 4 girls or guys to a team. Contact me or contact the Italian American Chamber of Commerce Midwest at 312-553-9137 for more info, and tell them Laura Dion-Jones sent you and that you want to be on one of my teams. Or come on out and just cheer us and play with us. I think it's going to be a riot. I want to get people in Elgin interested in bocce because it is so much fun and so cool. And I love bocce, and you don't have to be a major athlete to play it. It's granted it's not cardio, but it's a cool thing.
And so hard you throw that ball, the bocce ball.
I know.
It can be cardio.
It's not exactly cardio though, but it's a
Jeff?
lot of
Because you always said bowling wasn't either.
hand gestures and.
Can you play it with bowling balls? Then it'd be cardio.
Yeah, I guess bocce with bowling balls.
Watch your toes.
Jeff, do you know anything about bocce? You sports trivia guy?
I'm breaking out in bocces, I guess.
Who won the world?
Well, kids, it's that time again. And on that note, we'd like to thank everyone for being with us today. Didn't it fly?
Mm-hmm, it always does.
My gang, Jeff, Mike, Valerie the Swan, and of course, thank you to all of our loyal listeners, and thanks again so much to today's very special guest, Scott Bond from Fat Cat Guitars, and Judson Jeopardy Queen, Lynn Hammerlund. All the best. Thanks, kids. Be sure to tune in to find out what's shaking here on the Laura Dion-Jones Show every Wednesday afternoon from 3 to 4 p.m. on WRMN, 1410 a.m. And next week, as we said, on January 25th, Dr. Clara Leos will join us. And instead of getting another surprise guest, maybe we'll have what Mikey suggested, that we'll do some talking. Mm-hmm. Anyway, be sure to join us, and we've got a lot more fun in store for you.
Jeopardy recap next week.
Yes, that's a good idea. Today's show has been brought to you by Dr.
Clara Leas. You know her? She's right there at 2001 Lincoln Avenue.
And Snob Hounds think Nike meets Donna Karen, but for canines. Thanks again, Casey, for making this show and all of our shows possible. And please get everyone you know to read my motivational blog on elgin.bokajump.com. That's you too, Queen Bee.
I have it bookmarked.
I got to tell quickly one thing. Anyone catch the commercial Winter's Here, Travel Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Isn't that a scream? They pay. It's the symphony, and they do it to the what song? I forgot what they do it to. Anyway, it's a darling commercial. They're throwing snowballs at one another, and pay special attention to one of the violinists on the left. She's a dead ringer for Barbara Streisand back in the day of the way we were. Anyway, this is the Laura Dion-Jones Show. I'm Laura Dion-Jones, and in the immortal words of someone smart, probably a woman, no offense, the average woman would rather have beauty than brains, because the average man can see better than he can think. Oh, my God. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Keep all of our troops in the Middle East and around the globe in our prayers. We absolutely love being here with you. Mikey, thanks for the happy. Now, should we have Scott play something, or should we do his CD down low? Quickly, what do you want to do?
Let's go live.
Let's go live.
Have a little Van Halen.
Okay. So we're hearing a little Van Halen from
See if I don't mess this one up.
God Bond.
We're here. I brought my pencil.
He's on top of it.
Download it and get your butt walking, kiddies.
Semper
Fi.
Pray for
peace. And now we're going to do Scott Bond's Down Low.
You always bring me down low. Love to share your